All right, my friend, close the tabs, silence the phone, and pull up a chair, because today we are going to talk about something that is going to sound almost too simple to matter, and yet it might be the single reason your prayers, your affirmations, and your vision boards have been quietly failing you for years. Ready? Here it is. You have been begging your mind for a better life instead of commanding it. And your mind, bless it, has been listening to every single word. Now, before you close this video and go back to whispering, please let this work into the void stay with me. Because what I am about to share is not some abstract spiritual theory you'll nod along to and forget by dinner. This is a practical, usable, slightly funny, deeply life-altering shift in how you talk to the most powerful instrument you own, your own subconscious mind. Let's start with a confession, because I think you'll recognize yourself here. Somewhere along the way, most of us turned into spiritual beggars. We stand at the door of the universe with our little tin cup, rattling it politely. Please let this job come through. I really hope he texts back. Fingers crossed the money shows up. We cross our fingers. We knock on wood. We say, if it's meant to be, like we're negotiating with a landlord who might not renew our lease. And then we wonder, quietly, exhausted, why nothing ever seems to move. Here is the truth, and I say this with all the love in my heart. The universe is not a landlord you need to charm. Your subconscious mind is not a moody customer service agent you have to be extra polite to in case it hangs up on you. It is staff, loyal, obedient, tireless staff, and it has been sitting there, waiting for orders, while you've been handing it apologies. Think about how ridiculous this actually looks from the outside. Imagine hiring the most powerful, capable assistant on earth, someone who can rearrange circumstances, magnetize opportunities, and quite literally shape your reality. And instead of giving this assistant clear instructions, you shuffle in every morning and go, so if it's not too much trouble, and only if you feel like it, could we maybe, possibly, have a slightly better day today? No pressure though. I don't want to seem needy. Your assistant is standing there with a notepad, pen ready, and you're handing it fog. Of course nothing gets done. You never actually placed an order. This is your struggle, isn't it? Be honest. You've read the books. You've said the affirmations in the mirror, maybe felt silly doing it, maybe even laughed at yourself halfway through the sentence. You've tried manifesting in that soft, hopeful, slightly apologetic tone, like you're worried you're asking for too much. And underneath all of it is this quiet, nagging fear. What if I'm not allowed to want this? What if I ask too directly and the universe smacks me down for being greedy? What if certainty is arrogance and I'm safer staying humble and unsure? I want you to hear this next part clearly, because it's the whole hinge of everything we're discussing today. Uncertainty is not humility. Uncertainty is just static. When you send a fuzzy, apologetic, maybe if it's okay, signal out into your own subconscious, you don't get a fuzzy, apologetic outcome as some kind of gentle compromise. You get nothing, or worse, you get exactly the confusion you transmitted. The mind does not negotiate. It does not read your hidden hopes underneath your hesitant words. It takes dictation. It takes your words, your mental pictures, your repeated inner mutterings, and it gets to work building exactly that, brick by brick, day by day, whether you meant it seriously or not. This is why so many people insist that affirmations don't work. They're not wrong that something isn't working. They're wrong about what. It was never the affirmation itself. It was the posture behind it. Saying, I am going to be successful while your whole body is clenched in doubt is like shouting a command into a canyon while whispering the opposite under your breath at the same time. Which echo do you think comes back louder? So let's get into the mechanics of this, because I promised you a framework, not just a pep talk, and I intend to deliver. Picture your mind as having two very distinct parts, and I want you to really see this, not just hear it. There's the part of you that thinks, that reasons, that worries, that plans your grocery list and replays that awkward conversation from 2019 at 3 a.m. That's the conscious mind, the front desk. It's active, it's chatty, and frankly, it's not that powerful on its own. Then there's the deeper mind underneath. Call it the subconscious. Call it the inner servant. Call it whatever feels right to you. And this is the part that actually runs the show. It regulates your heartbeat without being asked. It grows your fingernails while you sleep. It digests your lunch without a single conscious instruction from you. This part of you is monumentally powerful, monumentally obedient, and monumentally literal. Here's the catch, and it's a big one. This deeper mind does not distinguish between an order and a worry repeated enough times. If you keep saying, even jokingly, "I'm always broke. Nothing ever works out for me," knowing my luck, congratulations. You have just placed a very clear, very specific order, and your obedient inner servant is now dutifully arranging your circumstances to prove you right. It's not punishing you. It's not testing you. It's just doing exactly what it was told, the way a brilliant, powerful, completely humorless assistant would follow instructions to the letter, even if you clearly meant it as a joke. Now flip it. What happens the moment you stop phrasing your desires as hopes and start phrasing them as decisions? Not, "I hope I get the promotion, but I am moving into greater opportunity now." Not, "I really wish I could afford that, but I am building the means for that with ease." Do you feel the difference in your own chest just hearing those two versions? One is a request mailed off into uncertainty. The other is a directive given with the full weight of your authority behind it. This is what I mean when I say, stop begging, start commanding. It is not about arrogance. It is not about pretending you feel confident when you're a wreck inside. It is about recognizing that you are, whether you've claimed it or not, the one actually in charge of the instructions you feed your own inner world. And that inner world takes those instructions with dead seriousness, regardless of whether you delivered them with confidence or apology. Let me give you a small, almost embarrassingly simple example, because I think the simple ones land the hardest. Say you're nervous about a conversation you need to have today, maybe asking for a raise, maybe setting a boundary with a friend, maybe just getting through a meeting without your voice shaking. The beggar version of you rehearses it like this. "I really hope this goes okay. I hope they don't say no. Please let this be fine." Notice what you just did. You handed your nervous system a mental picture of things possibly going wrong, dressed up as a hope. Your body doesn't pass the delicate grammar of hope. It just absorbs the image. This might go badly, and so it prepares you accordingly. Tight shoulders, shallow breath, a stomach full of static. Now the commander version. Before that same conversation, you sit for 60 seconds and say, quietly but firmly, inside or out loud, "This conversation goes well. I speak with clarity. I am respected in this room. You are not lying to yourself. You are not manufacturing false confidence out of thin air. You are giving your inner servant a blueprint to build toward, instead of a fog to wander through. And your body, believe it or not, responds to instructions, not to hopes. This is the whole shift. Not new desires, not a new personality, just a new tone of voice with the same old mind you've always had. Now, I can already hear some of you objecting, and honestly, good. I like a person who pushes back. It means you're actually listening. You might be thinking, but isn't commanding my mind just toxic positivity? Am I supposed to pretend everything's fine when it clearly isn't? No, absolutely not. This is not about denying reality. This is not about smiling through a house fire and calling it manifestation. You are allowed to acknowledge the mess. What you are not required to do is set up permanent residence inside the mess, narrating it to yourself on a loop as though it's a life sentence. There's a world of difference between saying, "This situation is hard right now," which is honest, and saying, "Nothing ever goes right for me," which is a command dressed up as an observation. One describes a moment, the other builds a pattern. So here is your first real, tangible piece of homework, and I want you to actually do this, not just nod along and forget it by the time the video ends. For the rest of today, I want you to become a ruthless editor of your own sentences. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I hope," "maybe," "if I'm lucky," "knowing my luck," or any of those soft little hedges we throw around so casually, I want you to pause and restate it as a decision. You don't have to shout it. You don't have to feel like a Wall Street tycoon barking orders. You simply restate it, calmly, like someone who already knows how this ends. I hope this works out becomes, this is working out. Maybe I'll get better at this. Becomes, I am getting better at this every single day. It will feel strange at first. Good. Strange means you're doing something your old pattern didn't recognize. Here's a second piece. And this one is delightfully simple. Choose one single area of your life today, just one. Don't overwhelm yourself, and give your mind one clear, specific order about it. Not a wish, an order. If it's money, don't whisper, I hope some extra income comes in this month. Sit for a moment, take a breath, and say, out loud if you can, I am now open to receive unexpected income, and it comes to me easily. If it's your health, don't mutter, I really should feel better. Say, my body is healing and strengthening every single day. If it's love or connection, don't sigh, I wish someone would finally see me. Say, I am magnetic to genuine, loving connection, and it is drawing near. Say it like you mean it, even if a small, skeptical voice in the back of your head is folding its arms. That skeptical voice is allowed to watch. It doesn't get to hold the pen. I also want to plant this thought in you, because I think it's the piece most people miss entirely. Commanding your mind is not a one-time dramatic declaration you make once and then wait around for results, like you're checking a slow-cooking oven. It is a daily habit, almost a muscle. Nobody walks into a gym once, lifts a heavy weight, and expects to be strong for the rest of their life. And yet we expect one nervous, half-convinced affirmation said one time in a mirror to completely rewire decades of, I probably won't get it anyway thinking. Be patient with the process, but be relentless with the practice. Every single day, in small, ordinary moments, you are either quietly reinforcing the old apologetic pattern, or you are training a new one. There is no neutral. Silence defaults to whatever pattern is already running. And here's something almost funny about all this. If you really sit with it, we spend so much energy being polite to a universe, to a mind, to a version of reality that has never once asked us to grovel. Nobody is standing at some cosmic gate, demanding you prove your worthiness through enough hesitation and self-doubt. That gatekeeper doesn't exist. You built it. And because you built it, you are also the only one who can walk it back down, brick by brick, sentence by sentence, one confidently spoken decision at a time. I want to be honest with you about something else too. Commanding your mind does not mean you'll never feel fear again. It does not mean doubt magically vanishes the moment you start speaking with authority. You will still have mornings where your voice shakes when you say your own affirmation. That's fine. That's human. The goal isn't the absence of fear. It's refusing to let fear write the final instructions. Feel the doubt if it shows up, acknowledge it, and then, gently but firmly, hand your mind the order anyway. You are allowed to be scared and decisive in the same breath. In fact, that combination is where real courage actually lives. Not in some fearless superhuman state, but in choosing your words on purpose, even while your hands are a little unsteady. Let's bring this back down to something you can hold on to for the rest of your day, something almost embarrassingly practical. Your inner mind is listening to you right now, and it has been listening every single day of your life, taking careful, obedient notes on everything you've ever muttered about yourself. It has never once judged whether your words were meant seriously or as a throwaway joke. It simply builds according to instruction. So, from this moment forward, I want you to imagine, just imagine, that every sentence you speak about your own life is being typed up and handed to a builder who will construct exactly what you described without asking a single clarifying question. Would you still say, I probably won't get this? Or would you finally say, plainly, without apology, I am building something better, and it is already underway? Before you go, I want you to do one small thing right now, this very moment, not later, not when I have time. In the comments below, I want you to write one single command, not a wish, not a hope, a command about the area of your life you most want to shift. Just one sentence. I am worthy of ease. Money flows to me without struggle. I speak, and rooms listen. Write it like you already believe it, even if you're only borrowing the belief for now. There is something quietly powerful about putting a decision into words where others can see it. It stops being a private little maybe and starts becoming a public declaration. You're now, in some small way, accountable to. And if any part of this landed for you today, if something in your chest loosened even slightly while you were listening, do me a favor and stay close. Subscribe so the next piece of this conversation finds you when you need it. Because we are only just beginning to unlearn a lifetime of polite begging, and there is so much more ground to cover: how to speak to your circumstances, how to handle the doubting voices that show up right after you've made a bold declaration, how to keep your commands steady even on the days life tries to talk you out of them. You were never meant to spend your one life standing hesitantly at the door of your own mind, hoping it might let you in on good behavior. You hold the keys. You always have. So stop asking so nicely. Straighten your shoulders, take a breath, and give the order like you mean it. Because somewhere inside you, a faithful, powerful, endlessly obedient servant has been waiting this whole time, pen in hand, simply asking, quietly and patiently, what you'd like built next.